have a story to tell. I started this channel about 3 years ago. I started it mainly because I started noticing that the mainstream media wasn't covering things that were going on. Particularly, they were not covering the border. I literally have been obsessed with this for 3 years. My son, who speaks fluent Spanish, he is also a YouTuber. He went down to Arizona to the border. While he was there, hundreds of illegals were coming in. He spoke to several of those families and made and documented this on his YouTube channel. He also gave his WhatsApp app to several of these migrants. They messaged him. They were sent to New York. So last week we went to New York. We went out to find them, to see exactly what is happening to these people that are being put in this big city. First off, we went to the Port Authority. There were no buses coming in because of what Mayor Adams did, stopping the buses. But we did run into many immigrants that have been here for a while. Many of them said that they wish they never would have came. They said, we feel like we were given false hope that we would be able to work here, we'd be able to survive, but they are basically starving, sleeping in the streets, being moved from shelter to shelter every other day. The 3 we met at the Port Authority, they're being transferred, thanks to our government, to Atlanta, Georgia. We went to the Roosevelt Hotel, the place where they are housing these migrants. You guys would not believe it. It was unbelievable to me. I asked the lady there, I said, say I'm a homeless woman living in America, could I go in here? She said, absolutely not. This is only for illegals that literally just crossed the border. While we were there, there were social workers bringing families in and letting them go in this hotel. That hotel, 3 meals a day, maid service. They said it is ran exactly like a hotel. After that, we went to a shelter where they are keeping all of these men. And I'm not joking when I say there were thousands of them waiting in line. There were thousands. My son is very brave. He went into the shelter and secretly started filming until he was basically kicked out. They started saying, you got a camera, get out of here. It scared him really bad, so he ran out. After that, I met him up in a park. We talked to more Venezuelans, people from Ecuador, people from mainly Latin America, because my son could speak to them. What we learned was shocking. Most of these guys, they literally looked like they wanted to cry. They said they're starving, they have to steal in order to eat. The government does give them coats. They all had big, huge suitcases that they were pulling along, and they are literally every other day moving them around shelter to shelter. The boy we met, he was number 9,000 and something in line to be able to sleep in the shelter that night. And it's freezing right now in New York.